Great. I wanted you to be introduced to Praxis. They're a terrific ministry doing some wonderful things with some solid ministries and some solid secular companies as well. You know, when you come to a Barnabas Group meeting, sometimes you just go, gosh, what's going to happen today? Is it going to be one of the speakers that's going to touch my heart, or am I going to hear about a ministry that, I'm really going to want to get involved with? Or maybe I'm going to sit down next to somebody that I never knew before. You could be sitting next to that person right now who could change my life, could become my new best friend. Well, not too long ago, one of our Barnabas Group members, John Voget, John, come on up. We'll start your journey up here. John is a good friend and an Orange County Barnabas Group member, and his ministry, Multiplication Network, presented that day, and somebody checked the box, and John met another Barnabas Group member, and John wants to tell you what happened to him. I don't know that most of you want to be on an airplane to Nigeria today. John, tell him about that.
I'll watch this little video here. There you go.
Look at, to the left-hand side, to that area, 15 miles inward is a Muslim area. It's a Muslim community. You don't see a lot of living churches there, and the people don't know any other thing than Muslim, than the mosque that they see around here. So we want to make our presence felt here as Christians, so that we can bring the glory of God into their community, and we can bring people into the fold, into the kingdom of God. We can take them away from this Muslim something before they get radicalized. You know, especially we have young people around here that the only thing that they know, when you see an organization like this setting up schools with a big mosque, with all the money that they pump into it, people don't have any other thing to turn to. They are enticed by what they see. So we want to bring Christ to the door, to their doorstep. We want to bring Christ to their neighborhood. We want to bring the light of God into this neighborhood that is of darkness, right? So that people can give their life to Christ. Because the future of this land is at stake before the Muslims take over, like in the north. Before, this is a fertile land for Boko Haram to begin to recruit people. All you need to do is just give them a little bit of money, and they will go ahead and rampage. That's why it's important for us, we Christians, to stand up and, establish the presence of God and get people to know.
Yeah, awesome. I love brothers and sisters that God just uniquely puts that passion in their hearts to go and tell their neighbors about the good of God and taking Jesus to their neighbor's doorstep and start new communities of faith and bring the light of God into very dark places. Multiplication Network Ministries, it's our calling, our passion, our vision to come alongside these uniquely gifted individuals all around the world that God has somehow raised up and given that fire to take Jesus to their communities. And so we want to come alongside them, and we want to help them, resource them, train them, mentor them, help them with strategies, bring in other networks that can help support them in their heart, their call, their passion to take the church into their communities. But isn't Barnabas Group awesome? It sometimes amazes me how this all works. How does Pastor Adi grow up in a village a long ways out, because he took me there. What you're seeing are some of the village shots of where he grew up, and bring him out of that environment, get him to London to train him, become an accountant, get into accounting, all of a sudden become a heart and a desire to become a pastor, goes to Canada, goes to a theology school in Canada, then moves to Los Angeles, where God calls him to plant a church in the downtown LA area, to work within the Nigerian people, start a Nigerian church there in LA. And then uniquely ends up at a Barnabas Group as a guest and happens to show up the day that Multiplication Network Ministries is up here and presenting. Then how do I get in this picture where 6 years ago I was trying to figure out where I'm going to do with my life and where am I going, and I hear about Barnabas Group and I come, and actually I just graduated from the master's program. Bob Shank drilled me first. Then I got involved with the Barnabas Group and met Jim and sat down with Jim and had some coffee, and 6 years ago, and said, Jim, just help me, guide me. I want to find my spot. I want to find my passion. I want to help move forward in a way in which I can be effective in the kingdom. And that set me on another journey. And Jim introduced me to some individuals, and I got into this world of church planting and training indigenous leaders around the world to move the good of God to their neighborhood. And that just is an amazing journey. And then I'm here at the Barnabas Group, and I gather up the sheets at the end of the class, and there's a check on there. I'm interested in church planting, and I go and call that individual up, and it's Pastor Adi. He invites me to come to his church. I go to his church. I meet his people. I got two of his great leaders of his church back here, Jeffrey and Maxwell. You need to say hi to them. They're awesome, powerful young men that born in Nigeria. They have a tremendous passion to support this whole church in the church planting movement in Nigeria. And so Pastor D just picked me up and says, let's go. So how many times do you just kind of get up and go to Nigeria? And it was an amazing experience and a powerful situation. So it's amazing how God can just make something like that come together. And that's what the Barnabas Group is all about. And I really encourage you to come with the expectation to find that spot, to find that unique relationship that God has ordained for you to enthusiastically come together to give your time, talent, and treasure to further the kingdom of God. And those unique little situations happen all the time. You don't hear about them. And Jim just wanted to share this one unique situation that hopefully will bring some tremendous God-ordained activity in Nigeria, because we know that is a spot that needs the good of God and to bring the light of Jesus into many dark, tough situations there in Nigeria. So look for your spot, and hopefully you'll find it today.
Well, if you're a guest here today, we hope that you would prayerfully consider joining the Barnabas Group. It's $1,500 a year, $125 a month, and the application is at the very back of the handout. So we would just love it if you would turn there, fill that thing out, and give it to either Susie or I before you leave today, and become part of this group. And really, open your heart, see what God will do through you. I think you've probably heard some folks today talk about what Barnabas Group has meant to them, and I think if you give it a chance, you're going to find out that it will impact your life as well. Going to have a little bit longer. We thought we were going to give you a 10-minute break. Looked like it's going to be 15 minutes, so no cheering. But before you go to break, okay, importantly, Paige, go to the Praxis feedback form. I forgot to mention them, and fill that out as well, so that you can drop that in their box. If the trays are out front, so if you want to go and drop them off early, that's great. But I would also encourage you. Sometimes I know people leave; they miss the very last hour. Don't miss the last hour. Jim Monroe is going to be here with May's Magic, Pioneers, Asian Access. You're going to hear from some great ministries. So make sure you come back, because you do not want to miss the last hour. All right, fill those forms out. You got 15 minutes. I'll see you in a bit.